My mother and sister turned pale and began trembling. It was the moment I confronted them with something, a video. A video of them pushing my son into the river. How did it come to this? It started a week ago. My name is Amanda Carter. I've worked as a pediatrician for 10 years. My husband Thomas is an architect, and our son Noah is 4 years old. The home environment I grew up in was a bit complicated. As a child, I was abused by my mother, Patricia. She would hit me, saying I was disobedient. But my sister Emily was adored by our mother. Mother would say Emily was obedient and adorable. I left home at 18. I went to medical school and put distance between myself and my mother. But I kept in touch with Emily. I had a memory I could never forget. 30 years ago, I had a brother. He drowned in a river when he was 7. It happened when Mother looked away. Since then, Mother had been afraid of rivers. But at the same time, she was obsessed with them. Then 3 years ago, I testified in a medical malpractice lawsuit. A patient's family sued the hospital. The hospital's lawyer was James, my sister's husband. I testified as a witness for the patient's side. As a doctor, I had a duty to tell the truth. James lost the case. Since then, he had been avoiding me. A week ago, Emily called me. Amanda, let's go camping. To strengthen family bonds. Camping? Yes. You and Thomas and Noah, and me and James, and Mom too. It'll be fun. I hesitated. I wasn't keen on spending time with Mother. But my sister said, please, Amanda. Mom's getting older. She wants to spend time with Noah. He's her only grandchild. I consulted with Thomas. It's up to you. But it might be a good opportunity. Noah should know his grandmother. You're right, I suppose. The day of the camping trip arrived. We reached a mountain campground. Noah was holding his dinosaur figurine. Mama, I brought my Tyrannosaurus. Good boy. Don't lose it. I won't. I love Tyrannosaurus. Patricia looked at Noah. Noah, give me a hug. But Mother's eyes were cold. Only I noticed. Something was off. Emily hugged Noah. Noah, you're so adorable. I wish I had a son like you. There were tears in Emily's eyes. I felt anxious. Why is she crying? On the afternoon of the second day of camping, Emily suggested, Amanda, can I take Noah to the river? I'll teach him how to swim. The river? That's too dangerous. Don't worry. Mom and I will watch him. James will be there too. Patricia said, Amanda, you're too overprotective. Noah needs to become strong. You're spoiling him too much. He's only 4 years old. I taught you to swim when you were 3. You turned out fine, didn't you? I hesitated. But Thomas said, it'll probably be okay. They'll be with him. I don't know. Come on, Amanda. Don't be a helicopter mom. I gave in. All right. But be careful. Of course. Mother, Emily, and James took Noah to the river. Thomas and I stayed at the campground. But I was anxious. Thomas, I'm worried. They'll be fine. Your mother and Emily love Noah. I know, but... 30 minutes later, I couldn't stand it anymore. I'm going to check on them. Okay, I'll come with you. When we arrived at the river, something was wrong. Mother and my sister were standing on the riverbank. But Noah wasn't there. "Where's Noah?" Emily laughed. "Don't worry. He's swimming. We're giving him special training." "What? Where is he?" I looked at the river. Noah was desperately swimming in the middle of the river. The current was too fast. "Mama! Help me! Help!" I froze. "Noah!" I tried to jump into the river. But Patricia stopped me. "No. He needs to learn. If you help him, he'll never become strong. Let go of me." Emily laughed. "Don't worry. He'll make it back. If he drowns, that's his own responsibility." Patricia said, "If he drowns, it's his responsibility." I shoved my mother and sister aside and jumped into the river. But it was too late. Noah was swallowed by the current. "Mama!" And then, I couldn't see my son anymore. I swam desperately. Thomas called the rescue team. "My son is drowning. Please help." The rescue team arrived. They searched the river. Several hours later, the rescue team found something. "We found this. My son's swim trunks caught on a rock. That's all." I collapsed. That night, I was sobbing. But something was wrong. Why only the swim trunks? Why wasn't the body found? As a doctor, I know about drowning. Normally, a body surfaces within 24 to 48 hours. But my son's body wasn't found. I said to Thomas, "Something's wrong." "What do you mean? Why were only the swim trunks found? Where's Noah's body? Maybe the current carried him downstream." "No. Something's wrong." I thought about my son's small swim trunks lying on the river. Too convenient. As if someone had placed them there. I'd been trained as a doctor. To observe. To question. To look for evidence. And now, my instincts were screaming. This wasn't an accident. I remembered my mother's and sister's faces. They were laughing on the riverbank. While my son was drowning. My sister's words, "If he drowns, that's his own responsibility." My mother's words, "If he drowns, it's his responsibility." As if they were expecting him to drown. As if that was the plan. I trembled. No way. No way they would. But I couldn't stop thinking. If my son really drowned, why wasn't the body found? If my son was carried away, why were only the swim trunks caught on the rock? And I made up my mind. I would find the truth. What happened to my son? And if someone hurt my son, I would definitely find that person. I stood up. Wiped my eyes. There was no more time for tears. Now was the time to act. "Thomas, I'm going to find the truth. What happened to Noah?" "Amanda. Someone might have been watching. Someone might have seen something." The next morning, I went back to the river. Thomas tried to stop me, but my determination was firm. I felt something was wrong. Mother and my sister were hiding something. Maybe someone saw something. I walked along the river. I asked people at the campground. "Did you see anything at the river yesterday afternoon around 2 p.m.? "No, I'm sorry. I wasn't here. I don't remember." I didn't give up. I walked further along the river. The sun rose and the river surface began to glow. My shadow stretched long. Then I found an old man fishing. "Excuse me. Were you here yesterday afternoon?" The old man looked at me, still holding his fishing rod. "Yes, I was fishing." "Did you see a child in the river?" The old man's expression changed. "Yes, I saw something terrible." I froze. "What did you see?" "My name is Robert. I'm a retired teacher." Two women were pushing a child into the water. "What?" Robert continued, "I was recording my fishing. I always do that. I got it all on video. I thought about calling the police, but then a man jumped in and rescued the child. So I thought it was over. But after that, the women were doing something strange." Robert took out his smartphone. "Look at this." The video played. A scene of Emily pushing Noah. "Swim. Swim harder." A scene of Patricia pushing Noah's head underwater. "This is training. You have to become strong." I trembled. They were trying to kill my son. But the video continued. My brother-in-law James jumping into the river and rescuing Noah. "I've got you. I've got you." A scene of James pulling my son to shore. But my son was unconscious. James said, "He's not breathing. I'm taking him to the hospital." A scene of James putting my son in the car. A scene of James driving away. And then, a scene of mother and my sister hooking the swim trunks on the rock. "This will make it look like he drowned." "That's right. And Amanda will suffer." I understood everything. They faked my son's death. James took my son somewhere. Noah is alive. I felt hope. But where is my son? I thought. James took my son. Where would he go? He needs money. He needs a hiding place. I hired a private investigator. I need James Miller's bank records. ATM withdrawals, credit card transactions. Anything from the past 24 hours. The investigator said, "That's illegal without a warrant." My son was kidnapped. I don't care about legality. I'll pay whatever it takes. After a moment of silence, the investigator said, "All right." 6 hours later, the investigator came with a report. I found something. James withdrew $500 from an ATM in Montana yesterday at 8 p.m. The location is a small town called Whitefish. I opened a map on my laptop. Whitefish, Montana. 500 miles from the campground. The investigator continued, "That's not all. James rented a cabin in Whitefish a month ago. Paid in cash, used a fake name. But I tracked him through vehicle registration. The investigator showed me the address. I found him. I told Thomas, Noah's alive. He's in Montana. James took him." "What? How do you know?" I explained everything. The witness's video. James's bank records. The cabin in Montana. I contacted the police. But the police said, "We need more evidence. The GPS signal alone isn't enough to get a warrant." But I have the video. The fisherman recorded everything. We'll investigate. But it takes time. I couldn't wait. I'm going to Montana. Right now. I'm coming with you. We drove to Montana. An 8-hour drive. In the car, I thought about everything. Why did my mother and sister try to kill my son? Why did James kidnap my son? And I remembered the medical malpractice lawsuit 3 years ago. My testimony. James's loss. James hated me. Because I destroyed his career. Because I made him lose his reputation. And Emily. 7 years of infertility treatment. $150,000 in costs. 7 failures. My sister couldn't have children. But I had a son. My sister was jealous. My sister wanted to take my son. And Patricia. Mother adored my sister. Mother hated me. Mother was jealous that I succeeded. Mother was angry that I became happy without her. So mother wanted to make me suffer. By taking my son. Everything connected. This was revenge. James's revenge. My sister's jealousy. My mother's hatred. They tried to destroy me using my son. I clenched my fists. I'll never forgive them. 8 hours later, we arrived at the address the investigator gave us. It was a small cabin. In the forest, in a remote location. This is it. Let's call the police. There's no time. Noah might be in danger. We approached the cabin. Then I found something on the road. A small dinosaur figurine. Noah's favorite toy. Noah's Tyrannosaurus. Thomas said, he dropped it. He wanted us to find it. Tears came to my eyes. Noah, you're such a smart boy. We approached the cabin. We looked through the window. Noah was there. Alive. But my son was crying. Emily was hugging my son. Noah, call me Mama. No. You're not my mama. My sister hit my son. Don't talk back to me. I trembled with rage. I'll kill her. But I had to stay calm. I told my husband, call the police. Now. Give them this address. I'm going in. Amanda, wait. I can't wait. That's my son. I kicked the door down. Get away from my son. Emily was startled. Amanda. How did you get away from him? Now. Noah saw me. Mama. My son ran to me. I hugged my son. I'm here. Mama's here. My son wrapped his arms around my neck. His small body was trembling. Mama, I was scared. It's okay. It's okay now. Mama's here. My brother-in-law James appeared in the room. Amanda, you don't understand. I understand perfectly. You kidnapped my son. You tried to kill my son. You faked my son's death. James said, we weren't trying to kill him. We just wanted to give Emily a child. She can't have children. You have everything. Why can't you share? Share. You pushed my son into a river. You made my son think he might die. You kidnapped my son. You call that sharing? Emily started crying. I just wanted to be a mother. 7 years, Amanda. For 7 years, I kept trying. I spent $150,000. I failed 7 times. Why do you get to have a child? Why not me? I said coldly, so you tried to steal my son. So you pushed a 4-year-old child into a river. So you kidnapped him and tried to make him call you Mama. My sister buried her face. I just. James shouted, because you destroyed my life. 3 years ago, you testified against me. I lost the case. I lost my reputation. My annual income dropped from $500,000 to $150,000. I couldn't pay for Emily's infertility treatments anymore. It's all your fault. So you took revenge. So you tried to take my son. Because I hurt you. James's eyes burned with anger. You took my career. So I take your son. That's fair. I hugged my son. You're insane. Police sirens were heard. Police. Come out with your hands up. The color drained from Emily's face. No, this wasn't supposed to happen. My brother-in-law James trembled. We're finished. The police stormed the cabin. James and Emily were handcuffed. Emily cried out, Amanda, please. I'm your sister. Help me. I said coldly, you tried to kill my son. You're not my sister anymore. The police took them away. I stood there, still hugging my son. My son said in a small voice, Mama, can we go home? Yes, we're going home. Let's go home. But it wasn't over yet. There was still one person left. Patricia. The next day, I returned to the campground. Patricia was still there. Sitting in front of the tent, pretending she knew nothing. I approached my mother. Mother looked at me. Amanda, I took out my smartphone. I played the video. A scene of mother pushing Noah's head underwater. This is training. You have to become strong. A scene of mother and my sister hooking the swim trunks on the rock. This will make it look like he drowned. That's right. And Amanda will suffer. My mother's face turned pale. Where did you get that video? A fisherman recorded everything. You tried to kill my son. You faked his death. Why? Mother started crying. Because I hate you. I've always hated you. You didn't listen to me. You abandoned me. You succeeded without me. I wanted you to suffer. I said coldly, you abused me when I was a child. You hit me. You told me I was worthless. And now you tried to kill my son. You're not a mother. You're a monster. Mother trembled. But I'm your mother. No, you're not. I continued, and there's one more thing I want to ask. 30 years ago, your son, my brother, drowned in a river. When you looked away. Mother's eyes widened. That was an accident. Really? Or do you believe something else? Mother shouted, the river took him. The river takes everything. It's fate. It took my son. So Noah should have been taken too. That's the river's way. The river. Mother's voice broke. Mother collapsed in tears. I understood. Mother had a mental illness. She hadn't recovered from her son's death 30 years ago. Mother was obsessed with the river. Mother believed that death in the river was fate. So you pushed my son into the river. You thought my son should drown, just like your son did. Mother nodded. It's fate. The police arrived. Patricia Miller, you're under arrest for attempted murder, child abuse, and conspiracy to kidnap. Mother was handcuffed. Mother cried out, "Amanda. Please. I'm your mother." "No, you're not." The police took Mother away. I stood there, realizing it was all over. Thomas put his hand on my shoulder. "It's over." "Yes, it's over." Noah held my hand. "Mama, the bad people won't come back, right?" "That's right, they won't come back. You're safe." My son smiled. I was strong, wasn't I? I dropped my toy. I thought Mama would find it. Tears came to my eyes. "Yes, you were very strong. Very smart. Mama's proud of you." My son hugged me. "Mama, I love you." "I love you too, Noah." 3 months later, I stood on the witness stand at the trial. My mother and sister took my 4-year-old son to the river. They said it was swimming training. But they pushed my son into the water. They tried to drown my son. My brother-in-law kidnapped my son and took him to Montana. They hooked the swim trunks on a rock to fake my son's death. I played witness Robert's video in the courtroom. A scene of Emily pushing Noah. A scene of Patricia pushing Noah's head underwater. A scene of my brother-in-law James pretending to rescue him. A scene of Mother and my sister hooking the swim trunks on the rock. The courtroom buzzed. The jurors grimaced. I continued, "My son was 4 years old. He couldn't swim. The river was deep and the current was fast. They knew that. They knew my son would drown. And when my brother-in-law rescued him, they kidnapped my son. They took him to Montana. They tried to make him call my sister Mama." The prosecutor questioned James. "Mr. Miller, why did you kidnap Noah?" James answered, "My wife can't have children. She's been suffering for 7 years. I wanted to give my wife a child. I thought if I took Noah, Emily could be a mother. So you tried to kill him first." "No. I wasn't trying to kill him. I just wanted Amanda to think her son was dead. Then I thought she wouldn't search for him." "You pushed a 4-year-old child into a river with a fast current. You pushed his head underwater. That's attempted murder." I stood up. "Your Honor, may I ask a question?" "Go ahead." I looked at James. "James, do you remember the medical malpractice lawsuit 3 years ago?" Yes. "I testified against you. You lost the case. You lost your reputation. Your annual income dropped from $500,000 to $150,000. You couldn't pay for Emily's infertility treatments anymore. Correct?" James buried his face. "Yes. So this was revenge. Because I took your career, you tried to take my son. Because you wanted to make me suffer." James shouted, "You destroyed my life. I was a successful lawyer. I lost everything because of your testimony. Emily couldn't receive treatment anymore. She couldn't have children. It's all your fault. So yes, I wanted to take Noah. I wanted you to feel what I felt." The courtroom buzzed. The prosecutor said, "So this was planned revenge. You'd been planning it for 3 years." Emily took the witness stand. The prosecutor asked, "Mrs. Miller, why did you push Noah into the river?" My sister cried. "I wanted a child so badly. Amanda has everything. She's a doctor, she has a wealthy husband, she has Noah. I have nothing. I just wanted to be a mother." So you tried to steal her son? My sister nodded. Yes. Patricia took the witness stand. The prosecutor asked, Mrs. Miller, why did you help them? Mother answered, because Emily is my favorite daughter. I love her more than Amanda. Amanda abandoned me. She succeeded without me. I wanted her to suffer. So you tried to kill your grandson? Mother trembled. I didn't think he would die. I thought James would save him. But you pushed his head underwater. I stood up. Mother, do you remember my brother? Your son who died 30 years ago. Mother trembled. He drowned in a river. You were watching. In the 1 minute you looked away, he was gone. Mother started crying. I couldn't save him. It was my fault. And now you tried to drown my son in the river. Just like my brother. Why? Mother shouted, because it's fate. The river takes everything. It took my son. Noah should have been taken too. That's the river's way. The river, the river. The judge said, Mrs. Miller, you need a psychiatric evaluation. You're clearly suffering from trauma-induced delusions. The judge read the verdict. James Miller, you are guilty of kidnapping, attempted murder, and child abuse. I sentence you to 20 years in prison. Emily Miller, you are guilty of kidnapping, attempted murder, and child abuse. I sentence you to 15 years in prison. Patricia Miller, you are guilty of attempted murder, child abuse, and conspiracy to kidnap. I sentence you to 10 years in prison. All three collapsed in tears. But I felt nothing. I was just grateful that my son was safe. Justice prevailed. And our new life begins.